territory, so he can play a bit across to McRae. Superb last week against the Bombers. Ozzie Jones trapped it well. Short kick finds Anderson. He's got a chance to pass it off to Pekin. So he's kicking long. Stuart Lowe out in front, but Everett chips across.
That's the ability of Everett.
And for most time zone. As we see Everett from directly in front, and he's brought up the first goal for the Saints.
And it's out of the middle to Robert Harvey. St Kilda go into attack once again. On the outer side is Jones, covering plenty of territory. Kicks in towards half forward, and there he is again.
Good punch out of that centre square. Picked up by Shane Waitland. On the Jack Odie medal, best player in the South Australian Grand Final last year. And big Everett with those long arms that went up like giant tentacles. It is out, kicking down towards the Noble stand. Everett once more is going to be the target. This time in front, takes the grab. So the youngster from Central District's court has to handball backwards. So Brown's got a chance now to make something of this for the Saints. He's got support here from Zilla. So he kicks a long bomb, and Lowe should mark. Terrific play that time by the Saints. Direct play. And if you pop it up to this big guy, Scotty, it's pretty hard to beat because he does play in front.
He does. That's exactly right. But don't be caught behind on that occasion. This will be his first shot for goal. Stuart, he's marked the spot on the ground. X marks the spot. And that's one thing he has worked on over his career, is a shocking kick when he started. Couldn't get any distance, but now he certainly does get some distance.
Well, he's 45 metres out. His contract's up at the end of the year. A lot of talk, he might go to Fremantle. So Stewie Lowe. The distance, is it there? It is. The accuracy, it's kicked a goal.
Excellent form. He gives it to O'Loughlin. Michael O'Loughlin from a standing start. Oh, crutch! In towards full forward. They're all up, but Lockett was in that group. Steaming away as Austin Jones for St Kilda, and he kicks it down towards the half-forward line. The mark is taken by Brown. Plays on quickly. Here's a chance now for St Kilda with Joel Smith on 50 at court. They pounce upon him. He loses it. Anderson claimed also. Sydney have the numbers. Gasper gets the hand pass away, but it's stolen, and it could result in a goal to Brown as he fires away and has put through a much-needed goal.
Wearing that number 26.
This is unsuccessful. Kelly always working hard. Only as far as Surikowski tries to float the hand pass over to Tim Pekin. Pekin has a look up towards half forward. Saint is desperate to go down towards that forward zone and score another one here just to stay in touch. Harvey almost threw it out towards Joel Smith, but he takes it down to half forward. Everett leaves it. Here's an opportunity now. The stab to Anderson is good, and Dean Anderson is inside 50 and a chance to kick his first.
It's been the odd job man down at St Kilda, Sandy.
Yes, one of 5 players to have played every game so far this year. He kicks from 48 metres. It'll really test him.
Good
I think he's got it.
I wonder if... I thought he was going to play it against Lowe.
And they're out of trouble.
Yes, Roos goes across towards Jason Daniels. His hand passes a poor one to Creswell, put him under a ton of pressure. And also Roos. Harvey head down, bottom up. Creswell still down. In towards full forward, and Lowe takes the mark.
Gee, that was a lot of courage by Creswell. Everyone who's played football has been in that position, and he really did have to go, because had he have shown the white feather, he would have displayed to the rest of his teammates.
Short to Nathan Burke.
I hope they gain inspiration from it.
Creswell up for Sydney, which is good news.
Wow, down he goes. But he's all right, and that's good news.
Nathan Burke for his first. And the chance to really storm back into this game, St Kilda. And he's kicked it. Surikowski gets the hand pass away towards Anderson. Penetrating kick to Lowe. And Stewie Lowe takes the mark. Just 30 metres out. But on a 45-degree angle.
He's just too big on that occasion, Lowe. You watch your Dunkley try. He knows he had a position and used his hands just to try and push him off the ball, realising he had no hope at all. And the big fellow, as the change has been made, didn't let the teammates down further up ground.
Well, this shot is being taken. O'Loughlin has come off the ground for Sydney, and Garlick on. With the action with Stuart Lowe, this to give St Kilda the lead. He's done it.
He's had a lot of knee injuries throughout his career. Tony Brown does well to bring the ball to the ground. Keogh, always strong tackler. Zilla gets it back to Winmar. Chance once more for Tony Brown. Pops it up. Just over the head of Lowe. Back of the pack, it's a goal to Everett.
Sydney Chant goes up again as they lead by 1 point. Burke takes it out of the middle despite close attention from Roos. Down towards half forward. Excellent roving by Brown. He kicked one earlier in this quarter and he's answered again. Tony Brown gets his second. And St Kilda's 8-9 plays 8-4. So here we go, the second half at the SCG, and the home side trail by 5 points. Everett and Stafford out of the middle. McRae knocks it away, but straight towards Wakeman, who gives it to Winmar. Winmar passes in towards Stuart Lowe. Fisted away from him. They may get a chance to lock it up as Lowe tries to get the hand pass out. Doreen is at the bottom of the pack. A bounce to take place in the St Kilda attacking zone. And Scotty Doreen. Mark Nash officiating at the moment. Stafford tries to get some distance from the St Kilda goal, but to no avail because Robert Harvey's going to have a shot from 45 metres, and that's the start St Kilda wanted. Harvey gets his first.
Yes, and he is a great finisher, that man, number 35, Robert Harvey, but it was young Tony Brown once again who got it quickly across to Harvey. Watch this, big knockout from Stafford, and there's Brown coming in. You really have to look closely to watch him because he flashed across the screen, and that was Tony Brown who got the handball across, and well done, young fellow.
Yes, Robert Harvey, to the joy of the St Kilda supporters, said last week that we wanted to remain at St Kilda. So Everett out of the centre square. Good play by Caven. Great smother by Shane Wakeling. Goes once more to Brown across to O'Brien, who's been caught. No free kick played. Huskis just taps the ball out, taken by Grant. So he kicks to space. Garlick in front. Punch from behind by Ozzie Jones. Coming through strongly there was Keogh. Still on the half forward flank for the Swans. We've got a ball up.
He's going to make a good play, young Shannon Grant. He got the ball out there on centre wing. He looked for the handball initially, realised there was nothing coming, and then went onto the left foot. Player who's got so much time to do with the ball, what he likes with the ball, has got a future.
Chance then for Paul Kelly, just to get a kind bounce. Garlick, good hands across the Creswell. Tries to centre the ball, but coming out, taking the mark, is Joel Smith. Feeds it off to Nathan Burke, so he transfers the play from the outer side to the member side and finds Shanahan. Now he can run off here. Onto the left boot, Everett is his target. That's a terrific kick. So Peter Everett, been a very good player. He's booted 2 goals today. Started this third term in the ruck. Centres the ball. And he finds Keogh, who's usually a beautiful kick. Now this could bounce through. It's been touched.
(8-4) plays 9-10. So 12 points the margin. O'Loughlin having a spell as Kelly marks in the back pocket. And Paul Kelly goes towards centre wing.
Oh, well done.
To Nathan Burke. He's outside 50, but St Kilda doing all the attacking early on in this third quarter. A vital time for both sides. Burke kicked one in the second quarter. A centering kick in towards half forward. He goes, a big pack of players. Off hands to Wakeman. He wobbles one through.
So they've got a free kick out of the centre square. And Everett very quickly pumps it inside 50. O'Brien not able to take the mark. So here's another chance for the Saints. Tony Brown does the shepherding. O'Brien twisting and turning on the boundary line. He stepped over for throw-in. Well, it's a great opening start, Don.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, really? I thought Sydney would go away with this game when they got a chance for the finals, and St Kilda really taken it up to them.
So Creswell has to kick hurriedly back to the centre of the ground. Winmar running with the flight of the ball. Daniels at ground level. Plenty of Swans players. They need a kind bounce. Gray had it, then lost it. Kicked off the ground by Lewis. Down towards Shanahan out in front of Plugger. Need a kick off the ground by Aussie Jones. Shanahan does well with strength. Comes away. The kick's a poor one. Anderson will have to be good. Feeds it off to Surakoski. Now he's got a paddock. He's had 2 bounces. He can have 3. Could go over the top now. Now he's going to run the field, take 4. Gives it across. Tremendous play to Wakeland. This is a great goal by the Saints. Shane Wakeland. Look at Mick Dwyer on the bench there, clapping. That's his 2nd goal.
And what had happened was it was good play by Shanahan up the other end of the ground, because the youngster, Jones, tried to kick the ball along the ground. It was stopped by Shanahan. Shanahan was responsible for the change of direction. Hence it got over there to the centre half back, and Surakoski went for a couple of bounces and then found Wakeland. Oh, that's unfortunate. Luck, is that Tim Pegan? It is.
Yep, he's off and carried off, and Kennedy coming onto the ground. St Kilda on a roll at the moment. They win it out of the middle once again. Look at Keogh. He's added some real spice down towards O'Brien.
Yeah, she's got to pay that.
Oh, terrific mark, Don.
And the way that Keogh came out, Keogh's got some real class, but he just can't put it together. But that's courage personified. A lot of players doing that nowadays, backing into packs. Gee, it takes a bit of courage doing that when you not know what's coming from behind.
Craig O'Brien is directly in front. St Kilda at the moment have opened up a 24-point lead. This to put themselves in a very healthy position, and he's split them straight through the middle. Craig O'Brien gets his first. And the Saints hot 12-10-82, leading Sydney 8-4-52.
Well, Rocket did well then, didn't he? Straight out of the centre. That's what they've been doing it all day. If they can get it down quickly into their forward line. And this could be a winning break that we're seeing here. This 5-goal break.
The St Kilda chart now goes up as we go back in the middle. Stafford wins it. Sydney desperate for the next goal, but it's Anderson who gets a hurried kick. Everett again in the centre, working hard. It's the hand pass away, and it's Zilla who kicks it down towards the half-forward line. Fisted clear, but Saints have the numbers there at the moment. No one able to pick it up cleanly. Bartley had a chance. Huskus couldn't. But he goes in very quickly to apply a solid tackle, Adam Huskus, and a bounce to take place.
We often see this, a team like St Kilda coming up, and the opposition clubs seem to be a little complacent. We saw it with Fitzroy and Richmond a couple of weeks ago, and we're seeing it here again at Sydney.
Joel Smith in trouble as we have a bounce. Russ, what's the situation with Tim Peakin's ankle?
Well, they're just the doctors having a look at it at the moment and assessing it. I'm not too sure whether he can come back on, but once they ice it, probably after about maybe 10 or so minutes, we'll know after that, Sandy, so I'll get back to you.
Thank you. It's just in St Kilda's attacking zone. Everett and Stafford lock horns. Harvey couldn't take it. Winmar searching. Keogh hustling at the bottom, does well. Look at the hand pass to Harvey. Off to Everett. They're inside 50 once more. No one able to take it cleanly. A snap is high by Kristen Bardsley, but it's away to the left. And out of bounds on the full.
You're a good judge, Sandy. Picking St Kilda before the game.
Not over yet.
Peter Caven in the back pocket for the Swans. Big Stafford, but look at Keogh in front there. Claims the mark. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I saw him play against Carlton, and did he really shake up the Blues side? He went in unbelievably hard at the opening bounce. Thrashed Milhanna. So he's got the ability to fire up. Here's a chance, O'Brien. 20 metres out. Intercepted here by Huskus. Gets it across to Doreen. So they're away. Brutton gives it across to Creswell. They're down by 30 points, the Swans. Out wide. Troy Gray punched away by Surakoski. Grant been very good all day. Gray in the side for Bays today. But Nicky Winmar backing back. He's got plenty of... Oh, that's a shocking kick. He had two players. This is going to be a goal to McRae and the Swans. Those sorts of things kill you in league football.
Sydney still well and truly in this as a costly turnover from O'Brien at one end of the ground to the other end and McRae to goal. And Sydney go forward again through Daniels. Down towards the right half forward region. Bounces towards the line. Pushed with Joel Smith and he's going to take a free kick. 82 plays 58. Smith kicks back towards centre wing. Ruse, 2 grabs. Plays on. Harvey tries to spoil and is effective. Brunton gets the hand pass away to Daniels on to Creswell. Down towards the forward line they go. They need a mark. Gasper was there, so too Lewis. And it's he who sees it over the line.
You see Lewis now on the forward line. Did well on the back line early.
Everett comes across to contest. Gasper does the rack for it with him. Lewis gets a hurried kick in towards the pocket. Daniels gets a bad bounce. Winmar gets to the line.
Get up and have another go.
Well, the game's certainly in the balance at the moment. Sydney are going to have to really shake things up to take the points. St Kilda have got to display just 4 quarters of solid, consistent football. Grant gets it out like lightning towards Creswell. He rides the pump and gives it to Lewis. He'll come back, actually, to the best and fairest, and he'll get a free kick.
Would the ball come back in that case? Because advantage should be paid.
Not if he
further down the ground.
Well, he
wasn't rid of the ball.
He wasn't actually further down the ground. He was actually backwards towards the 50.
But there, after he got rid of the ball, I thought it was a relay free kick.
Creswell kicking from just outside 40 metres. Well, that's what they needed, and they got it. Darren Creswell gets his second, and now Sydney comes back.
Well, it could be costly, that turnover Winmar caused earlier. And here's the free kick. He's got rid of the ball, then he cops it. But the umpire brought it back and he's made sure of it. That's his second goal. Darren Creswell.
So Everett versus Stafford. Stafford once more. First to get his hand to the ball. Brunton with a quick kick out of the centre. Joel Smith had it, then lost it. Picked up by Ozzie Jones. High ball, back to the edge of the square, and Gray over the top. Terrific mark. Now, the Swans have got a bit of a sniff since they kicked that lucky goal. Daniels on the edge of the square. He's lifted his game. Lewis has been moved to the forward line. Can he take a grab? Punched away by Kennedy. Burke kicks the ball. Spiral torpedo as far as he can out of defence. Ruse plays for the free and gets it.
Solid effort across half-back from Ruse. Nothing outstanding, but just solid.
So Paul Ruse on half-back. Gives the ball across to Caven. Kicks back towards the centre of the ground. Gray, who is strong overhead. Ground level. McRae's been good. The bounce favours Gray. Gets it back to Doreen. Usually a beautiful kick. Just slightly too high for Kapler. Gone. Brown trying to crash his way through. Picked up by Kelly. It's been smothered. It's desperate stakes times now. Picked up by Gaspar. Round the body for a point.
So things have tightened considerably since St Kilda's early onslaught in this third quarter. Shane Waitland screaming for it. Well, it comes his way. He goes to ground. Joel Smith goes over the boundary line. From the throw, it's Creswell who gets it away to Kapler. The left footer swings it round. In towards Lockett and Shanahan. Lockett run, 2 grabs, and Shanahan gets to the line.
Yeah, fella that's impressive is the young fella that came on, Kennedy. I like the way he goes about his job. He's picking up Lewis and really sticking very, very closely to Lewis. He's not intimidated at all for a youngster.
Kelly almost finished with it. Another throw in. Stephen Zilla, who's played every game for St Kilda this year. Only 5 have gone without a miss to date, and Stephen's one of them. McRae tried to go through some very heavy traffic, so too did Joel Smith. Kelly just got boot to ball. The Wakeland's hand passes wide to Joel Smith, a little too wide. And another throw. That was Darryl Wakeland.
Interesting stats. We see Lazovic down there, ready to come back on. Interesting stat by Greg Hobson, the football record today, that Saints have won their past 9 games against Sydney.
McRae swings onto the left foot. Now he wants Lockett. Almost palmed it with the one hand, but it's Nathan Burke who does the roving work to defend, and he does it well out in front of Robert Harvey. Winmar can do the shepherding on Daniels, and Harvey's away. Robert Harvey bounces his way down the centre wing. Floats it up towards half forward, over the head of Dwyer. Wakeland plays on. Got Keogh at half forward, and Rod Keogh.
You kick this, Keogh.
Dilla's screaming for it inside 50, but Keogh is an excellent kick, and he goes back. He's directly in front. And St Kilda, after going out to a 30-point lead, have surrendered that somewhat, with Sydney coming back with a couple of goals, much-needed goals, from McRae and Creswell. Have a chance to steady. Keogh gets a high kick. Kelly does the rope. Doesn't make the distance. Paul Kelly keeps it in play. Now Sydney have a chance to really run it right down the ground. From one end to the other. Joel Smith is heading towards the boundary line with the football. Keeps it in and does well. He's an exciting young player, but his kick goes straight onto the chest of Paul Kelly.
So Kelly building the wall across half back, finds the experienced Kapler. Now Plugger wants the lead. He'll put it out in front so he can run onto the ball. Good play there behind from Shanahan. Ozzie Jones running the ball out of defence. Bang!
Oh.
Keogh, great tackle on McRae. Chance for Grays, caught there by Winmar. Back to O'Loughlin. Winmar, great tackle. Back to Daniels, so the Swans under fearful pressure. Chance now for the Saints backing back. Another good mark by Surakoski.
Gee, it was an excellent effort in the centre there. McRae keeping his eye on the ball and not being intimidated was Keogh, who laid a really strong tackle with the fellow coming the opposite way. McRae bigger than Keogh, but Keogh stood his ground.
Some great tackling by Winmar. So Surakoski's got a loose man at Shanahan. This is a great kick by Shanahan because he's got Wakeland up there. They've got the numbers, but terrific play by Gaspar. And a great pickup across the Grant. Great presence of mind to Kapler. Here's a chance. Pluggers in front. Great play there by Shanahan and Surakoski lending support. They're doing it well, Surakoski and Shanahan. And he finds Big Everett.
Peter Everett plays on quickly with a hand pass out to Robert Harvey. Harvey runs through the middle. Gets the hand pass wide. Put his teammate under a little bit of pressure in Jones, but he was equal to the task to bash it on straight to Daniels, however.
Well
done by Jason Daniels. He stormed through the pack towards Paul Kelly. The captain's trying to lift the side as Paul Kelly kicks to half forward. Lovely kick. Kepler dropped perhaps what he should have taken. And it finishes over the boundary.
Gee, it's a great game of footy. I'm enjoying it. And so are the crowd.
There's Craig O'Brien and Mick Dwyer there, who's got the same haircut as me, a reverse Mr. T.
He doesn't live in a hat, though. Kelly, again over the line.
Well, it's only the imperfect head that has hair, Kevin.
Well done, Don.
Throw in on centre wing. Lazar gets a second tap. Joel Smith is on the wing position. Gets a left foot chip towards half forward. Anderson hurriedly gets boot to ball. Round the body he goes to Peter Everett. Close to the boundary line in the left forward pocket. And he sees it over as Luff comes on the ground and Stafford has a spell.
So the Saints lead 82 to Sydney's 65. Peter Everett, number 10. He's booted 2 goals. See Stafford having a rest for the Swans on the bench. Luff in the ruck. Does well. Gave away inches. Down towards Caven. Kicks out where Zilla. All over Gully there. Should have been paid the free. Here's Don Scott.
Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I've seen it so often. Why? The umpire's right there. Why can't he pay that? I mean, it takes a little bit of courage. Look at that. Why can't the umpire pay that?
So Harvey, being a great player again today, back to Keogh. He's done very well since coming into the side. Frawley didn't take his place for the Saints. Zilla gets it back. Bardsley, quick snap. Wrong side of the post. Christian Bardsley there, number 14, started his career at North Melbourne.
Brunton goes short and finds Creswell. Under 6 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Wider towards O'Loughlin on the outer wing. So it looks as though Sydney are going to have the job ahead of them in the final quarter.
Well done, Luff again.
Kaplan onto the left foot. Swings it round towards half forward. Big pack of players, and it's Wakeland over the top to affect the spoil to Keogh, off to Smith, and they're out of trouble once again. Jones, as McRae ran into a brick wall, the umpire says just play on. And they do, down towards half forward where Huskus takes them up. Runs across half back. Swings play in towards the middle. Wants Shannon Grant. Winmar is there with him. Anderson on the back. Caught by Daniels. Now why is that not gone?
Pay it. Look, he's got the arm. It's frustrating, isn't it?
Still in the middle. Vidovic stands his ground. Luff comes over the top. Big Laser gets a second attempt, but his hand passes astray. Straight to Roos. He kicks to the half-forward line, to the 50. Pressure time now for St Kilda. And listen to that crier ball. McRae! Goals! Sydney are still in it.
So the Saints lead 83 to 71.
Well done.
Luff. But Keogh out of the centre square. It's been smothered. Huskus tries to get the hand pass away. Winmar. That extra burst of pace. Onto the left boot. Out in front. Low. Just can't quite take the Sherrin. Tunnel balls it back. Grant caught high. Poleaxed into the ground.
And Lewis is off the ground too, and he's been replaced by Rocker.
So a ball up on the half-forward flank for the Saints. Members side with, we see Dale Lewis there getting some treatment on the boundary line. Low in the ruck against Rocker. Wins the tap, but taken away by Dunkley. Quick kick back inside the square. Gray versus Sirakoski, but Gray recovers well. Foot on the accelerator, kicks a long bomb. Gaspar at the back for the Swans. Good play by Wakeland. And Shanahan just having that as he couldn't get it through the points. Overran the ball. Lucks of fortune in the end. Gaspar and Lockett just couldn't quite take control. 1 point.
$11 points the margin. It was 30. But Sydney have hit back hard. Keogh takes the mark and gives it away to Jamie Shanahan. Out to Joel Smith, who's running the wing for St Kilda. Towards the 50. Winmar, he wanted. Daniels came over the top. Neither could take the mark. Lowe ripped off the football. Everett goes over the line. And a throw-in will take place.
Dunkley's not... It's a small... He's not a big man, but boy, he's strong the way he picked up Lowe and threw him to the ground.
Prepared jostling again. Stuart Lowe wins it. Daniels gets a call out the back. Huskus is close to the boundary line. He goes back towards Daniels somewhat tentatively. St Kilda keep it in play. It's Winmar who takes it from Bardsley. gets through some pretty heavy traffic. The hand pass was shot out to Brown, who kicked a couple of goals in the second quarter. Lowe does it nicely, and he finds Stephen Ziller directly in front and kicking from 45 metres.
Huskus has hurt himself, Sandy, behind play.
Silly trying to keep the ball into play there on the half-back flank when he's under pressure, only a few metres out. In fact, he was only a few inches out. He should have forced the ball over. So there's a boundary throw and you can live to fight another day. But bringing it back into play has caused Ziller to have this kick.
A very important kick for St Kilda. Well, he's really gone for distance, and in doing so has pulled the ball to the left. One behind to Stephen Ziller. 2 straight kicks in it. 11-6 plays 12-12 with just a couple of minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Done a good job on Kelly.
Doreen to bring the ball back into play. The designated kicker for the Sydney Swans, Ruse. Wakeling at the back of the pack. Kelly plies the tackle. Winmar trying to lift his game. Back to Harvey. It's been quite outstanding to Vidovic. Started this third term on the bench, gets the ball across. Joel Smith, been an absolute star across half-back. This time the kick's a poor one. And Adam Huskus finds Gray, half-back flank. Luck comes out under full pressure there from Kennedy, takes the grab. The players running in all directions on the Sydney's forward line. Vidovic backing back there. The sun got in his eyes. But a free kick goes to the Saints, to Keogh, who's been a tremendous player. On 2 Gardner medals in the reserves. Some doubt his ability to go up to senior level. He's done well today. Tony Brown. Quick hands, quick mind. Back to Harvey. Trips the lights. Fantastic. Go halves as he runs the half-forward flank. The long bomb. Everett's his target. Takes it on the second grab.
He's an amazing player, Robert Harvey.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, gee. The way he can just stand there, change direction, then clap on the pace. But look at this man's ability once again, Everett. He's done well today. He's done exceptionally well, in fact. Let's hope he can continue with this form.
Well, he missed an easy goal in the first term. He's kicked 2. Probably should have had 4. So now he's kicked 3.
Look at Robert Harvey here. Watch this. Look, dance. And then he spots an opening and then he goes for it. One bounce, puts on the pace, and then long he goes into the forward line. Well done by the big fellow. He's kicked 3 goals. 3 goals, 3. Lowe now at centre-half forward for Sydney. Everett in the goal square for, Lowe at centre-half forward for St Kilda, and Everett at full forward.
Margin out to 18 points. Vidovic wins it. Kapler tries to swipe it wide to accommodate Gasper. He's got possession now. Gets a hurried kick, that low one in the dying seconds of this third quarter. Sierakowski, the juggler. Just floats it over the top to Dean Anderson. Playing in his 131st game, of course, most of those with Hawthorn. But there's the siren as Joel Smith gets a kick. It's 3-quarter time. And an excellent quarter by St Kilda, who burst out of the blocks. They've moved to 13-12-90, and they lead Sydney, who are 11-6-72. With goal kickers in that quarter. Shane Wakeland certainly prominent. KB with a couple. Peter Everett kicked 1. Craig O'Brien kicked 1. And Robert Harvey also kicked 1 as Dale Lewis receives some attention. Whilst for Sydney it was a very different story indeed. Darren Creswell booted 1 and Dean McRae booted a couple. They're still in it, but they've certainly got the job ahead of them as they gather together. And Jamie Shanahan pumping up Nicky Winmar. 3-quarter time at Sydney. 13-12 St Kilda. Sydney 11-6. And here we go. Sydney going to the left of screen. St Kilda to the right. And it's St Kilda by 18 points. Everett has done pretty well. Wins it out of the centre. The Saints through Brown are going to go forward. Everett again, penetrating kick towards Lowe. Sensational mark over the top by Dunkley.
So that's not an easy feat. Not many mark over Stuart Lowe.
Lewis paid the football at halfback. Stabs it into Stafford.
He's got Criswell out here.
First goal vital for Sydney. Down by 18 points at the start of the final quarter. Eustace combines with Stafford. It finishes with the big man who goes towards half forward. Clean bowls just about everyone, including Lockett. Wakeland was able to get it away eventually towards Keogh. In towards Nathan Burke, a fraction too high for him. Stafford takes it away to Creswell. Creswell passes in towards half forward. The runner is out of the way as Lockett comes screaming down. Four goals to Tony Lockett.
He's kicked three of them, two of them, Sandy, from this position on the ground. So the distance won't be a problem for him at all.
53 goals for the season. This is a very, very important one. This will fire them up. It will fire the Sydney crowd up. And it may just fire St Kilda up. Again, he goes close to the man on the mark. It's a high kick, and it's away to the right.
He did that in the first quarter too. When he was kicking down the other end, he came in very close to the man on the mark. It was like a 9-iron shot. Still made the distance, though.
Yes, but had to pull his kick, Don. And we see up over the top, Shane Wakeland taking a terrific mark. So Big Everett comes out.
He's
Played
done
very well
today.
today. He certainly has, Don. He's booted 3 goals, 1 in each quarter. Making back his Grant for the Swans, but Roos, it's his 18th possession, gets it across to Gray. Into the side, replacing Bays. Out in front is Luck.
Boy, he's improved too.
Now he's got a loose man in the centre square. It's Jason Daniels. Now will he go to Lockett or Long? He's going to Tony. Just pops up in the air. It was a poor kick. Chance for Shanahan. Recovers quickly. And Keogh Marks been just outstanding since coming off the interchange bench. Finds Zilla, where we see Vic Stafford, who's also been a very good player. Picked up a lot of short kicks today, but as he's shown then, he can certainly mark with the best of them. So Stafford is on centre wing. And it's a poor kick because there's all St Kilda players there. You take the mark or the free kick. Darryl Wakeland. Lachlan on the mark. Scrappy old kick. Barsley does well to recover. Gets it across to Joel Smith, who I just reckon has been outstanding today. Runs to 50. No one home, so a chance for Dunkley to run onto the ball. But it beats him and Stewie Lowe over.
Many great players at St Kilda have worn that number 4. Darryl Baldock, Tony Lockett.
See Peter Caven there, along with Anthony Rocker and Simon Garlick. All being very pensive there. Gaspar. Cross to Eustace. So the Swans are out of trouble, and he finds Kapler on the edge of the centre square.
Got to recover and does so just, but it's only a short kick. Keogh can flick it on. And in fact, the umpire's going to bring it back. It is a free kick. Hayden Kennedy saying take it back to Keogh, and he's going to kick them inside 50 towards Everett. One grab, couldn't quite complete the mark. Spilsbury towards Anderson, but Gasper was there to set. Almost a Sydney free kick for holding there, but players allowed to go on. Stafford gives it to Lewis. Lewis towards Luck. Take it high, and he'll be free kick.
He's taking the ball well, Luck. Learned his football in Gippsland. He's recruited from Newcastle way.
A few ironical cheers as Lewis marks inside 50. Thought for a moment that's going on with it, but only for a moment, with Robert Harvey right on his hand. 73 plays 90 at the moment. This to make it an 11-point game.
Beautiful kick, Lewis.
Always away to the right. One behind. 16 points the margin.
So Dale Lewis was picked up in the mid-year draft by the Sydney Swans.
Kevin, he'd go down as the best pickup mid-season draft, do you think?
Well, certainly one of the best. Not too many played as many games as what Dale Lewis has played. Richmond picked up Scotty Turner from memory. And we see McRae marks inside 50 now. He's booted 3 goals. It's been an outstanding contributor today. Kicked 2 goals in the third term, 1 in the opening quarter. So the distance won't be a worry, neither's the accuracy.
The man they call the Pope, Dean McRae, and Sydney back in town as Lewis pumps them into attack again, down towards Lock, comes flying over the top. Couldn't take the mark as O'Loughlin pounces upon it, and a bounce on 50. 10 points the margin, favouring St Kilda. Saints have not added to their three-quarter time score. Sydney have added 1 goal too. Everett wins it.
Well done, McRae.
McRae gets it out. Slapped by Shannon Graham, but into the face almost of Nathan Burke, and he's hassled over the line. They were throw in on left half forward. Luff and Everett with a height advantage at the back. Lewis runs into Burke. Kelly goes over the top of Robert Harvey, and a bounce will take place.
He's a good position player, Troy Luff. He knows just body player. He just knows when to put his body into the boundary throw-in. Look, he's got it down again. Look at that for a smaller fellow.
Harvey a chance. Over the top of McRae he goes. They fight for it. Sierakowski and Burke. Sierakowski, Everett over the line. Throw in again. Stafford coming across to take the rough deal. It's Anderson away. Penetrating kick down to half forward. Ruse is there to defend. Dunkley comes out strongly. Winmar is there also. The ball spills free and it goes wide. Daniels and Winmar giving chase. Winmar will be first there, but the boundary line beats him.
Tony Brown has hurt himself back on the edge of the square.
Yes, the
in
youngster.
actual fact, he's going off the ground. Oh, let's hope he hasn't broken an arm.
He was holding his wrist up then, Don, when he got sandwiched in that collision, as we see Gaspar defending strongly for the Swans. Gray and Sierakowski, but the ball's over, and we can still see Tony Brown in the centre square there. Well, he's been a marvellous young player today. He's kicked a couple of...
If this is what happened, whether he goes down there and cops it, but oh, he's in pain.
Looked like he fell and put his arm out. We see here Creswell backing back for the Swans. So he takes the mark, feeds the ball up to Kepler. So it's a long bomb. It's Plugger against Shanahan. It favours Plugger. He's got it. They're 10 points down, the Swans. This will get him within a kick.
Notice Tony Lockett, as soon as he took that mark, he went back to actually where he actually took the mark and pointed at the umpire, and the umpire agreed with him, and there's where the mark, but his momentum carried him forward. So by coming back, he's opened up the face of goal. That's experience for you.
And a wonderful kick by Kepler.
Oh, my word.
Put it the right side of Shanahan to favour Tony Lockett. So from 15 metres out, he's kicked 4. He's kicked a goal since half-time. He has now. 5 to Lockett.
He was taken to the ground by Kelly. Sydney's season quite possibly riding on this as Everett tries to flick it wide. Zilla trying to flick it even further forward. Creswell under pressure. Harvey through with strength. It's down to the 50-metre line. Waitland picks it up and tries to flick it out. It's belted back towards the centre haver. Towards Dale Lewis. He's crunched. Keogh a chance. Had it for a moment. Kepler was there also. No big pardons now.
No, the intensity's picked up, Sandy. Oh, let it go.
Dean Anderson on the defensive side of centre. To half forward. Low the target. Just strength and playing in front.
Well done, Dunkley.
Let's go down to Russell Morris. What news, Russ?
Yeah, it doesn't look very good for Tony Brown, Sandy. He's been taken straight up into the rooms. He's in a lot of pain, so I think they might have to put a splint on it. It could be a broken wrist.
Well, that's very tragic news. Lockett!
It should have been 50 metres back further. In the centre of the ground, players infringe upon the mark of McRae, and he should have got a 50-metre penalty. Forced to go into the left foot. Fortunately for Sydney, he hit Lockett with that ball.
So this kick for Sydney to regain the lead. An extraordinary game. St Kilda going out to a 30-point advantage. And slowly but surely, Sydney have pegged them back.
Dwyer coming off and Vidovic on.
Lockett from 50 metres for number 6. Very, very close. Just away the line. 13-9, plays 13-12 in that thriller, KB.
Yes, Tony Lockett, he's booted 5. And we see Wakeland to bring the ball back into play. Everett's calling for it.
Short to Keogh.
So he's kicked the ball long. Running onto the ball is Kennedy. Did it well across to Joel Smith. Now he could pass off to Harvey or have a long bomb. He's done that. O'Brien's there. Tried to take a one-hander. Roos has been pretty strong today for the Swans. Over the top of the ball.
Been very composed, hasn't he, across half-back, Paul Roos?
Very good, I think, Don. 17 possessions. So it's only 35 metres out from St Kilda's goal. A lead by 3 points. Stafford. Sharked away by Harvey. Rockets the ball back to Keogh. Into the goal square. Now a free kick's being played. Now the umpire's indicated that he was being held. So Zilla, the boy from the South Australian Eagles in his first year of league footy.
I wish they'd be consistent with it. It's great that he's paid the free kick.
Well, if it's there, Don, it's there.
That's right, but why don't they pay it all the time?
We can't. So he pops it through for his first goal.
Plays 96, some breathing space for St Kilda. Granted by Stephen Zilla. We go back in the middle once again, and here is Robert Harvey pumping out of the centre. Gets it away to Smith, who has a look down towards the forward line. Long and low he goes, in towards full forward, towards Everett. O'Brien tries to sucker off the ground.
Great play by Huskis, because what O'Brien was trying to do was kick it off the ground, and he made contact with the head of Huskis, hence the free kick.
Under 10 minutes remaining. St Kilda by 9 points. Adam Huskis, former Norwood player. Or Troy Gray floated across the pack, all to no avail. Ball still locked up in that area. Look at Kelly. Head down and away he goes. Gives it up to Stafford and then to Creswell. Darren Creswell to centre wing.
Holding decision.
Lockett couldn't take it. Keogh can. Little bit of fancy work. Then Keogh's kick goes up toward right half forward. Kelly was in that bunch. Zilla gets the hand pass away. This could be a chance for St Kilda again as Bardsley kicks it high in towards Everett. One hand. Can't complete it. O'Brien! And O'Brien goals. That's his second.
And there's a St Kilda player down behind play 2, Sandy, in front of the Sydney race. There it is. It's the big fellow too, Stewie Lowe. Let's hope he's all right. He has not moved. We see O'Brien go in and kick his second goal, and the stretcher's coming out for Lowe. The umpires will just have to hold the game up. He's getting to his feet though. He's very... You see there blood on the right side of his face. In actual fact, I didn't see that. I was more interested in what was happening down the ground.
Well, I certainly don't want Stewie Lowe to go off.
No, I think he's all right. He'll stay on if he can.
I mean, if there's not too much blood, and if they can stop it straight away, if I was Stewie, I'd be heading back to the goal square. Unless there's blood, I wouldn't be coming off. Is there any blood there, Don?
Well, if there is, he should smear it across his face and get back into the action. Make himself
Well,
look
he can't, Don, because that means he's got to go off the ground.
Fierce.
He can't look fierce anymore, Don. Well, he's needed up forward, not on the sidelines. Mick Dwyer's on. I've got to wait till Mick Dwyer gets back into the same position that Stewie Lowe is in before they'll bounce the ball. So he's in position now. So it's 102 the Saints play, Sydney 87. McRae taps over the top. Creswell pushed aside then by Shane Wakeland. Now wins the ball once more, back to McRae. Caught by Wakeland. Great pressure. Vidovic to Nathan Burke. He's got support. Anderson. So he kicks a long bomb into the territory of Everett. Backing back was Ruse. Punched away by Gaspar. Everett recovers at ground level. Hooks it around the corner. It's all the Swans there. Doreen should get there first. Great play by Bardsley. Can he keep the ball in? This is bouncing, bouncing. Wrong side. Check side, offside, backside. Nearly got it home.
Oh, more spin than Shane Moore now. Stewie Lowe, what's his problem, Russell?
He got a heavy knock to the head, of course, and there's also a cut on the side of his head, so they're just cleaning that up, but he'll be straight back on him.
So it's just the blood rule.
Yep.
Thank you, Russ. Vidovic. Couple of grabs is called a play on. Anderson looks a little tired, but he threads his way through to Zilla. Stephen Zilla fires away at goal, but it's always right. One behind the result.
Joe, I thought that lapse in play when Lowe went off might act against St.Kilda, stop the momentum they run on. Getting done up like a boxer.
Looks to be okay. That's good news for Stewie and St Kilda fans. Doreen to bring it back. And Scotty Doreen goes straight down the centre. A lovely kick. Lewis may try and thump it on. Was pushed in the back, but play goes on. And now it will come back to Lewis, and he'll get the free kick.
Got to go back on his mark.
Well, they need the next goal. There's under 8 minutes remaining. Lewis, flat-looking punt kick up to half forward, but Nicky Winmar, sensational mark. Off he goes to the outer side, and one of the youngsters, Joel Smith, running down the wing. He's down to the flank. He stabs it in towards half forward. Not too short enough, however, for O'Brien, and the Sydney defence should get out of trouble. Huskis. Oh, it was like going on walkabout there for a moment, and he's given it straight back to Nicky Winmar.
Done it again, Winmar. Timely mark.
Too far out, so he goes in towards O'Brien, who marks inside 50, but he's going to be kicking from just on 50. Everett is down in the square. Wakeland is in the area too, that being Shane Wakeland, who kicked two goals in the third quarter. Stafford off, Rocker back on. O'Brien kicked one in the third, has one so far in this quarter. Kicking from 50 metres. It's a long drop punt, but in going for distance, he has pulled it to the left and produced a behind. So Sydney stay in this game. Stuart Lowe back on, or about to come back on. That's good news for the Saints.
So Doreen kicks a long bomb out towards the edge of the centre square, but a free kick's been paid. And it's going to Nicky Winmar, who's just been superb in the last 5 minutes, Don.
Oh, fantastic, that mark. Those two marks that he stood up and was counted for, terrific.
So Everett, now he wants to claim it.
I think that's a Sydney mark, surely.
So it's a ball up. 35 metres out from St Kilda's goal. Under 7 minutes. They lead 105 to 87.
Strength of Dunkley.
Here's Joel Smith, close to the best player on the ground, wins the ball well again. This time wonderfully tackled by McRae. Ball spills clear, chance for Harvey to weave a bit of magic. O'Brien ducks the head. Good decision by the umpire. Huskis, this time kicks long out of defence. Up towards centre half forward. A bad bounce, it favours Darryl Wakeland. Wild handball over the top. Gray puts the ball under the arm. Full throttle. It's a long ball. And a great goal. Here come the Swans.
Under 6 minutes remaining. 2 kicks in it here at the SCG. Keogh blasts out of the centre for St Kilda, down towards half-forward. Dunkley front spot, couldn't take it. O'Brien round his body to Everett, the big man marks. Plays on. Say goodnight to the folks, Gracie. Peter Everett kicks his fourth, and it could well be the one that does the ultimate damage.
Well, it was Luff who got up very high in the centre, sent it Sydney's way, but it was Keogh coming off the flank, taking the hit down by Luff, and he was responsible for sending it down. And again, big men in the last quarter, they do stand tall. And Everett, who's done exceptionally well, for mine, just about best on the ground.
You called him a teaser before the game, Don.
Yes, well, let's hope he can continue on with that form that he's shown today. He's got ability.
So Laser Vidovic against Troy Luff. It's important to get the ball out of the centre square. Luff jumps high. Kelly tried to crash his way through. Ball spills clear. In the back. It's been paid. Simon Garlick. Plugger leads to the pocket. It's out in front. Shanahan's with him. Went through the hands.
Gee, it's inspirational to see a bloke get up in the centre bounce like Luff these days on occasions. He's been terrific today. Luff, he surprised me.
We had one great game at full forward this year when Plugger was out, when he booted 7 as a pinch hitter. Then found himself back in the reserve 2 weeks later. Rocker beaten this time by Vidovic. McRae's booted 4 for the Swans. He's caught this time. Nathan Burke, been tough all day. Gets a pat on the back from Zilla. Then he crashes into McRae. Bounces off Creswell. It's like a pinball machine. Rocker wins the tap. Lewis tries a toe poke off the ground. Just a few metres further around towards the Sydney goal. Dale Lewis started on the half-back flank. Number 3 there for the Swans. Moved up to the half-forward line after half-time. Rocker has had a poor game. Number 16, youngster. Spent some time... Eric Cantona, eat your heart out there. McRae. Shades of Barishnikov, but it's through for 1 point.
You're going around the world.
That was a great attempt there by Anthony Rocker. We've seen a couple of great goals like that from Modra. Got to try anything when you're desperate and you've got less than 5 minutes to play.
And 17 points down. Because that is what St Kilda leads by at the moment. Gray comes in from the side. Smith could have cramped up behind play. We'll keep an eye on.
I think he's turned his ankle, Sandy.
Is he?
Yeah, when he went against Gray, he's limping.
So a couple of late casualties in this game as the throw-in takes place. Rocker again doing the ruck work, wins it with the right hand down towards Lewis and Harvey. Harvey claims him. Nathan Burke still on to Anderson. Waitland stands his ground well, then pumps it high in towards the 50. Still low. No mark. Bardsley down in front, and a good tackle by Christian Bardsley. Blocks that ball up.
Andrew Dunkley, isn't he?
Nick Winmar goes down there, pats him on the back. Another throw.
So big Peter Everett against Luff. If it's been sensational, he's booted 4. Austin Jones gets the ball out to Zilla. Out to Keogh, started on the bench. He's had 21 possessions, just across the face of goals for 1 point. But it's a handy point. They lead 112 now to 94. So that's 3 goals. Under 4 minutes. Rank outsiders at National Sportsbook, 7-1 on Sydney before the game. Doreen out wide. Jason Daniels. Now it's all St Kilda. Look at Harvey making ground. Winmar's also been superb in this last term. So Harvey gets the ball back to Winmar. The 2 veterans. Screws the ball around. Bardsley comes out. Makes contest of it with Gaspar. O'Loughlin, been quiet today. Second week in a row, kicks the ball up to the half-forward line where Waitland comes out. Darryl Waitland, and takes a very, very strong relieving mark.
Waitland's kick goes back towards centre wing. Fans starting to stream away from the SCG. Sydney fans fearing the worst. St Kilda by 18 points, and Smith receiving some attention on that left ankle as play continues. A bit of it doing the right work. Harvey still running. He'd run all day. He's like an engine. But kicks into the man on the mark. May get another chance here. Out it comes to O'Brien. He gives it across to Zilla. Zilla fires away a goal for another one. If there was any doubt, it is now gone. To Stephen Zilla in this final term. Saints fans delirious. 17-16 plays 14-10.
Yes, and his second goal. Here he is, Zilla. All his scores have come in the second half. He's kicked 2 goals, 2. He's kicked 2-1 in this, the last quarter. He's a real little goer.
So Luck wins the tap, but now the Saints. They've got the sniff. Nathan Burke streams out of the centre square. Could give it to O'Brien. He's going all the way. Hits the post. Well, this is a bad loss for the Sydney Swans. Playing at home. They had a chance for maybe the top 8 if they could win most of their games at home, but the Saints have surprised everyone today. The SOS rally, a lot of spirit down at St Kilda, a lot of passion, and the players are showing it today out on the field. Wakeland there, just lifting up off the ground his teammate. There's Paul Kelly. He'd be a very disappointed skipper today.
St Kilda by 25 points with just a couple of minutes remaining. The bounce right in the centre once again. Luff gets up high. It's pushed wide. McRae leads in the race for the football. Dean McRae's been in excellent form. Slips and recovers. Gets around Dwyer with ease. And floats it up towards half forward. Good spoil, however. Sees it drift back towards the middle, and Nathan Burke. Lewis come over the top, and he'll get a free kick.
Fair courage by Nathan Burke, Don.
Oh, he's a courageous player. That's what he's built his game around. There's a lot of courageous players out there. So Creswell laid that tackle too. He's been a good player today.
Bounce again. Daniels goes over the top and gives it to Creswell. He in turn finds his skipper on the 50. A short little step pass is good to Lockett. The time's against them now.
Come on, Tony, you got options.
Tries one of them.
Play on. Gee, he was too slow. He had 3 options.
Brunton picks himself up. A bounce to take place 15 metres out from Sydney's scoring zone. Rocker goes out the back door, but it's Harvey who takes it away to Burke. Burke again, a high clearing kick back towards the half-back line and going with the flight of the ball. Sierakowski takes a good mark.
He's a much improved player, Sierakowski. Only his second year of league football, and Luck marks across half-back. Bruce has been solid all day. Now it's a free ball. Bardsley gets there, plus the free kick. Everett signalling. Kick it long to Stewie Lowe, so he puts a high ball. Low territory. Ruse in front. Across the front of the pack. Great play by Paul Ruse. Doreen has got a chance to give it off wide. Next to get around his opponent in Wakeland. So he kicks it long. Lockett's on a lead. Can't take it on the second grab. There's the siren. Fantastic win by the Saints. 17-17, 119. A 25-point victory over Sydney. 14-10, 94.
Yes, wonderful performance by St Kilda. And for our viewers in Tasmania, we can tell you now that we say farewell to you, because you're going to be looking at the final stages, the clash between Carlton and Richmond at the MCG. But for the others, well, we stay with Tony Lockett, who's reacquainting himself with some of his former teammates. Peter Everett, a marvellous game today. There's Plugger having a chat with O'Brien. Jamie Shanahan comes over to shake the hand of Paul Kelly. Danny Frawley out there to congratulate his teammates as we go down to the ground, and here's Russell Morris. Russ?
Nathan, an exceptional win. Obviously, you had to do it today. Certainly did. We realised the importance of doing it sort of in a national audience on the telly, and
our St Kilda supporters have travelled up and the ones that stayed at home, so really gives them a lift too.
What did Stan talk to you about during the week? You know, the dollars to be raised, anything like that, or for yourself?
Not really. We've got nothing to lose anymore, so we're just going all out and attack the footy and attack the bloke with footy, and we did that today.
Exceptional game by Jamie Shanahan at fullback, of course, on Plugger.
Fantastic. Jamie never gets beaten. This whole year, no one's kicked more than 5 on him. He's just a fantastic player.
So we're having a bit of a party tonight. Where are we going?
We'll find somewhere. We'll let you know.
Good luck. Great. Well done, Nathan Burke.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think the depot might be the stop, Sandy.
Odds on, I would suggest. But well done to the boys as they leave the ground. Jamie Shanahan, Laser Vidovic. Some marvellous contributions there.
It's a great effort, wasn't it? Great effort. It was a great game of footy.
Robert Harvey.
Danny Frawley out there, the
We saw Danny.
captain.
Yep. Unfortunately couldn't take his place in the side. But they have answered the challenge. The SOS from the club and from those fans at Moorabbin and the few that have made the trip up here, and they're getting a standing ovation as they make their way up through the race here at the SCG. Bit of disappointment, on the other hand, for the Sydney Swans, who have left the ground. It's a win to St Kilda and a win by 25 points. The final scoreline, the Saints 17-17, 119. Sydney 14-10, 94.